Good evening. Julia Gillard has suffered a humiliating cabinet and caucus defeat on a key foreign policy issue, but escaped embarrassment in Parliament. Political editor Laurie Oakes reports that the opposition let the Prime Minister off the hook by continuing to pursue the AWU slush fund affair.
Julia Gillard was all smiles with visiting school children, but there was nothing to cheer her in the day's crop of headlines.
Why did the Prime Minister lack the courage of her convictions on support for Israel at the United Nations?
Ms Gillard wanted to support America and Israel against giving UN observer status to Palestine, but when she tried to strong-arm Cabinet on Monday night, ministers rebelled. And yesterday, facing overwhelming defeat in caucus if she persisted, she buckled and agreed Australia would simply abstain from voting.
This is a government in chaos with the Prime Minister no longer in charge.
But the opposition asked only one question before returning to the AWU slush fund, set up 20 years ago by the PM's then boyfriend Bruce Wilson and his mate Ralph Blewett, officials of the union at the time. Impersonating the Dodgy brothers last night, the two men blamed each other for misappropriating money.
He had been packaging it up and burying it in his backyard, of all things.
So you took cash out of the account at Bruce Wilson's request and took it to Julia Gillard's property in Abbotsford?
That's right. When I met him on one occasion there, I took money to him at that property.
Again denying any wrongdoing as legal advisor to Mr Wilson, Ms Gillard turned the attack back on her chief accuser, Deputy Opposition Leader Julie Bishop.
We're through the bottom of the barrel and we're tunnelling underneath.
Why hasn't the Prime Minister revealed the true extent of her involvement in the setting up of this association?
Yesterday, Ms Bishop claimed she'd spoken to Mr Blewett only once, at a brief meeting in Melbourne last Friday. But this morning, the former union bagman revealed he'd also spoken to her by phone the day before. Ms Bishop's explanation was that blogger Mike Smith, who's been looking after Mr Blewett, called her and then passed the phone to someone else who spoke about the AWU fraud but didn't identify himself.
Who on earth was she expecting on the phone? Humphrey B. Bear? Oh no, he can't talk.
Laurie Oakes, 9 News.